Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for joining in every day to listen to what I have on gold. I'm very much grateful, and I want to say very big thank you to you all. Today, on the weekly outlook, as you can see, from last week, we haven't had anything changed. From our last week, the weekly outlook, we were looking at price giving us a bullish momentum since we were bullish on gold. We were looking at price dropping from this particular level and then possibly hit on this support zone to push us to the upside. That was what we were looking at. That is our first support zone that could have pushed us to our target of 3,500. And looking at what happened here right from Monday to that of Wednesday, price had to range around the support zone to push us, but unfortunately, sellers had to drop us to our second possible buy zone, which is this area, 33.45 zone, in order for us to have our push to the upside. So, looking at it for this week, I'm still bullish on gold since we were looking at price using either our 33.85 zone as our higher low point, that is our next higher low point, in order to push us to the upside, or price using our 33.45 zone as our higher low point in order to push us to the upside. And as we can see, price decided to use the 33.45 zone in order to push us to the upside. So from last week, we also discussed that should price break below this point, then it means that we will be looking for more selling opportunities since price has decided to change direction. So once price is above this last low point that we are having in our structure, I am still bullish because the last higher low point has not been broken. And once it hasn't been broken, I am still bullish on gold for this particular week, hoping that this particular point becomes a possible higher low point, hoping that price uses this particular point as a possible higher low point that will be able to ride us to the top in order for us to have a break above this last higher high point. This last higher high point that will be giving us a new higher high to indicate that price is still bullish or price is still creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low structures. So for this week, since I'm still using this last low point, which is at 33.45 zone, as a possible higher low point, I'm expecting price to break above the structures we are having in order for us to have our target of 3,500 realized this week. So that is what I'm looking at on gold. But for this very week, the structures that we would be working with would be this particular chart. We'll be using this chart. So the same chart I explained or I have explained from last week is just a clean chart we are using this week. So since we understand that price is possibly moving from a new higher low point that is being created, which is this particular area, 33.45 zone, since price is respecting that particular level to push us to the upside, what I will be looking out for this very week is for price to give me a pattern like this, break above our 33.85 zone as a first confirmation for me to know that yes, indeed, price is continuing to the upside. Now, for my second confirmation, it's very close to the first confirmation though, but that is what I would want to see in order for me to say that yes, buyers are still in the system. That is for price to break above 3,400. Once price is able to break above 3,400 zone, that gives me my second buy confirmation. That tells me that buyers are still in the system. So as price is buying, I'm expecting price to break above, first of all, my 3,500, 3385 zone first, then possibly break above the 3,400 zone. Give me a retest within the zone, and then I know that yes, price will be moving to the upside. So this is what I am expecting on gold this week because I am bullish. But should price not give this particular pattern and price break above my 85 zone, all right, but bounces back into any part of the structures that will be created, goes back in, does not break the structures, and then give me a sell confirmation, then it means that I will have to sell back into our 3345 zone for a possible rally to the top. That will be giving us something like a double bottom for us to ride with. And you know, gold also like using double bottoms to ride to the upside. Now, once we have a double bottom to ride to the upside, if this second leg of the double bottom holds, then it means that we will be able to reach our target of what, 3,500. But should that particular zone fail at, then it means that should price enter our zone of 3,433.85 zone, but rather breaks our 33.45 zone, then it means I will be looking for more selling opportunities, since there is the tendency that our last higher low point that was created here is likely to be what, broken. And since that is likely to be broken, it's best we start looking for more selling opportunities, since price has begun creating new highs and then new what, lower low structures. But as I said, I am bullish on gold, and I would be expecting price to rather give me this bullish pattern by breaking above this zone and then possibly retesting in to give me this, or it can give me the double bottom pattern where it goes in, bounce back to this side, and then goes to our intended target. Anything apart from that is a selling opportunity that I would be looking out for. As I said, should price not respect our 3,400 zone and our 3385 zone, which is this particular zone, should price not break it but rather respect it, then it means that we'll be looking at shorting the market to this particular point, and if possible, giving us a double bottom to ride price to the upside. Or if it breaks that particular level, then it means that we continue to shoot the market to the downside. So we continue to watch what price does, and then we follow through to get exactly what we need to get within the week. If you have not joined my community, please check the description to join my Telegram community, where I share trade setup on every analysis that we do every day, in order for all of us to benefit from whatever we are learning from today. I also share setups on other currency pairs other than gold. Also talk to your friends about the Sinaforex community or the Sinaforex channel, where they can also learn something from the weekly outlook and the daily analysis that I come your way with every day. Thank you very much and stay blessed.